Hello, all my beautiful, wonderful people. My name is Lexi, and welcome back to my channel. And this week we have a lot of videos, but today we are specifically filming my reading journal video. If you've watched this video where I talk about the fact that I'm challenging myself to try to read 1,000 books by the time I am 35, I said I was going to keep a reading journal of all the 1,000 books, and this is it. I also I also have this one, but I've stopped using this one as a part of my reading journal setup because I haven't really been enjoying using it. I liked when I did these sorts of pages, but they take a lot of time since I do kind of read a lot since I work at a library and I spend most of my time at the library reading. But you'll see back here, I kind of just like fell off doing it, and I stopped making them pretty just because I was just trying to keep up, and I don't know. I might revisit this or might just ignore those first couple of pages and then use this as my next life journal because I'm not going to waste it because it's still a good journal. This was part of what I was talked about when I talked about my journal setup for my reading journal, but this is the main part that I've been really enjoying. Both of the notebooks are from Notebook Therapy. If I think about it, I will let you guys know what supplies that I used as I'm going through this in case you want to know. But if there's anything you want to know that I don't mention in the video, of course, just comment down below. But I know a lot of people do something on this page. I probably should, just in case if I lose it, because I do take this notebook just about everywhere with me, but I didn't. I also skipped this front page. I always do, but I set up this little index, which I need to update. I figured since this is probably going to be a notebook that I use for a long time and it's going to hold a lot of collections in here, I would need an index. This page, I was going to write and keep track of the journals, these journals where I documented each book in them, and that was what this page was going to be for, so that way I would know which book was in each of these journals. But if I decide not to keep up with this page will be kind of useless. That's the only bad thing about doing something like this where it's a long-term notebook, as long as I'm going to use it, is some of these pages they were good in theory, but I don't actually plan on using them now. But here is one of the pages I'm most excited about, even though I did mess up my counting. But this is just where I'm going to do the star rating markers. Also, it got really dark all of a sudden. I'm going to put the star ratings for each of the books that I've read, and under here I just wrote the year. So these first 4 right here I read in 2023, and these were the ones that I started the challenge with. And from 5 currently up till 49 for this challenge, this 1,000 book challenge, is what I've read for 2024. So when I read my last book of 2024, I'll do like I did here, where I just put the year underneath. And yeah, it's pretty simple. You'll see that I did mess up my numbering a few times. It's not perfect. I don't think journaling is supposed to be perfect. I feel like trying to make it perfect ruins the point of journaling. And most of the stickers that I used like this are from Mochibujo, or Inkigayo Papier is her shop's name. These are from the washi tape, not the washi tape shop, Notebook Therapy. I bought them in their like light academia set. All of these were gifted to me in trades that I have reused. And then I have up to 657 in this little section right here, because like I said, I did my math wrong for reaching 1,000, but it's okay. So here is this page. That's what those are, and that's what this clip is. And then we have my numbered list. So it's kind of the same thing as this, but this one's a numbered list and it just shows the actual title. So I've just written the books and put all of the star ratings so far, and the ones with these like little slashes in them indicate a reread for me. Get rid of the sticky note and pretend like that wasn't there. And then again, all these pages that are clipped, I haven't inked it all in yet because that's a lot of work. I have it all the way to 1,000, so that way as we make it through this challenge, obviously I will be able to mark these off. And then here is a like book video bingo card that I made for myself. These are some of my favorite like bookish creators, and so I want to do a read like video for all of them by the time this challenge is over. And so I just put a little made it into a little bingo card, and hopefully I will do it before I turn 35, like, you know, like the challenge says, and be able to color all these out. And then here is, oh, I didn't color these. But here I'm trying to make sure I keep up with the habit of reading every day. As you can tell, so far I haven't been doing so good. What I do is I am really consistent for a while and like knock out a whole bunch of books, and then I fall off, and then I'm really consistent again, and then I stopped reading, and then I'm consistent again, and then I stopped reading. And that seems to be the trend, except for February. I read some books that I really didn't enjoy and got into a reading slump, so that sucked. But that seems to be the trend that I'm noticing so far. But I'm hoping as this challenge progresses and I get closer to my 35th birthday, you'll start seeing more of these completely filled out. And I also messed this up, but we're gonna pretend like I didn't. If you've seen, now this page references my predicted favorite authors video. So as I finish authors from that video, or just authors in general, finish their entire backlog, if I really enjoyed the majority of their books that they written and that I read and that I wanted to read, I will add their names here. So far I'm not. Technically I could add Kristin Cashore, but since her new book is coming out, I decided not to add her until I read her new book. And I'm playing around with maybe putting like my favorite book from each one, but I only left one spread, so I feel like maybe not. Maybe I won't do that, but I also might, just so I can use it. I can always make more pages later. That's not a big deal to me. And here are the rest of my 1,000 squares. I messed it up. Again, I should have put this over here, but it was already too late. So I might do some fun collaging down here. Maybe I'll read more than 1,000 books by the time I'm 35. Who knows? We'll see. But this is my 1,000, the rest of my books. And then for this, I've always wanted to do this where like I've seen people print out the book covers, and so I really wanted to have a spread like this for my 1,000 books. I didn't do any sort of math when I cut out these pages. I just kind of eyeballed it. This will, I think, hold the first 100, so that might be what I do, is do them in the chunks of the 100 for the challenge. But this is not even currently up to date with all the books that I've read. The title page, this page, and this page are up to date with everything I've read. This is not, because I try to wait until I have a full sheet to print out before I print it out and glue the covers in, just so I don't waste any paper. But this is where we are currently. I think it looks really, really nice. And like I said, I just have all these other pages made up for it, and I'll just show you how I decorated them. I did the same like decoration style for each of them. I think it's really cute. And then this page, I'm gonna put my favorite book for 2024, maybe my top like 5, my top 3, something like that. I'm gonna do like a favorites page right here at the end of the year. But for now, this is, so that way when I flip through this at the end of the challenge, all my favorites will be next to their respective years. And I think that would be really fun. But I'm doing like a quarterly TBR. I wanted to try it. It's not going the greatest so far. In first quarter, I did a decent amount of this, reading these books. Let's see, in April, I've read none of these books. One day I'll do it. Well, I've started Ancient Magnus Bride, but I don't mark off manga series until I've finished reading them, because I prefer reading a series in its entirety over like reading a couple volumes at a time. This is going to be my A to Z challenge. I'm just going to put it together at the end of the year based off of all the books that I have read. I think I'm going to put in like a little sticky note though and keep a tentative list here, because so that way I can keep track and know what letters I need to prioritize maybe in the future. And then here are some more bingo spreads. I wanted to, like, as you could tell, I'm a little bit obsessed with the bingo cards recently. I was watching Literary Diversion. It is Diversion. I wanted to say a diversity. Literary Diversion's channel, and she has started a monthly TBR bingo card, or it's yearly, but she makes her monthly TBR based off of her bingo card, and I was really enjoying watching her do that and seeing her progress throughout the year on it. So I decided to do one for myself, and I couldn't decide how I wanted to keep track of everything. So this is ultimately what I decided to do, but I'm not sure if this is quite correct with my dots. My partner also suggested like coloring in like a section as I go through the month, but instead of doing the dots, but I don't really like the colored in section, so I stopped doing that obviously, and I went back to the dots. The biggest goal is to get my owned library down to up to 80% read. I'm at 67%, so we're getting close. And this is my bingo card of just random books that I would like to read this year. Some are like veterans, some are some newer books that this is a new release that I know is coming out. Some are some newer books that I was introduced to last year. These 3 actually. There's 4, all of these. And then some of them are sequels that I've been putting off. Again, others are books that I've been wanting to read for a while. So yeah. And then here is my predicted favorite authors spread. I referenced this a lot in my predicted favorite authors video. If you want to know more about like what this is and all the books that are featured on this spread and which ones that I've checked off and read, my thoughts on them, definitely check out that video. I keep talking about other videos, but they will explain it better. But these are the authors. There's one author on here that I really wish I put on here that I didn't, and I regret it now, but it's okay. We will hopefully make some progress on this year. And then you'll see that in April last month, in March I had the ideal to make like monthly spreads, but obviously January and February were already over with by the time I had this idea. So I need to go back and I'm just gonna make like a single one for January and a single one for February. I just haven't done it yet. I've been lazy. But I decided to do this like calendar kind of spread where I just kind of like track. And with me, I'm a chronic like multi-books at the same time reader. So I'll start reading a book and then I will pick up another book and then hyperfixate on it and then finish that one and then go back to the other book. So these dates isn't necessarily super accurate for when I finish, but I do think it's interesting to see like how far and how many how long I carried over a book, when did I finish that book, so on and so forth. I think it's really cool. And you can see, like I said, I get those like really big reading spurts and then didn't read anything at all, and then I got a really big reading spurt. And then here is the one for April, and I thought about trying to do like a monthly TBR, but this ended up being really felt really restricting to me, so I won't do this going forward. And in this month I actually stuck to like a color theme of like this like bluish color with my favorite color green, and then the stickers from Hedda that came with her Patreon membership for the month. So yeah. And then here are all the books. I've been thinking about maybe printing out my favorite book from each month, like the cover for it, and sticking it in because I think that would be really cool. So for March, it would be, should I say The Little Prince? Is that cheating? Because that's a reread technically. Oh, I wrote down Among the Sticks and Bones twice. Anyway, oh, it's With the Fire, but if we don't count The Little Prince for March, it would have been With the Fire on High. Definitely, I love that book so much. And then for April, it was The One and Only Ivan. I cried when reading that book. It was so good. A middle grade, but really good. And here is where May will go. I haven't made May yet, so I probably will do that actually now before I go to work, but I don't really want to collage on camera. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on what it's looking like, and I'll probably do another one maybe at the end of each quarter and give you an update. And I also wanted to do this so those who are wondering on what progress I am for my 1,000 book challenge. I am on book 49. I was hoping to do the mini like reviews for each book as I went, but I'm not exactly vibing with them. So I don't know if I'll keep doing the mini reviews or if I will just stop posting them, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm supposed to post one this Thursday. So I guess if I post that on Thursday or post something else on Thursday, that will tell you whether or not I've decided to keep up with the mini reviews. But yeah, that is all for now. That is a look into my reading journal. It's very simple, but I really enjoy it. And until further ado, I hope you guys stay happy, stay healthy, and keep reading. Bye guys.